What's cracking, everybody? Buenos dias, saludos. I want to talk about something because I see it a lot nowadays. I see it on YouTube. I see it outside YouTube. I see it through people I meet through YouTube. And I probably see it more now than I have ever seen it. And maybe because social media is more prevalent nowadays, or maybe it's promoted more. I don't know, whatever reason. I see it a lot now, and it kind of bugs me. Tries me to look at people a certain way, and it kind of like I think it says a lot about people, and I thought I'd bring it up. Um, a lot of people feel that because they know somebody, it makes them better than everybody else, or it gives them a certain status because they know people. It's like they're trying to borrow somebody else's spotlight. You know, we're not talking about anybody particular. Just like I said, I've seen people do it. I've seen YouTubers do it. I've seen content creators do it. I've seen other people do it. And that's it. It just seems like they want to borrow somebody's spotlight, right? Somebody does something or has a certain aura about them or a certain status, and people want to say, "Well, I was with those people," or "I know those people very well," or "I grew up with those people," or "I live with those people." And gives them a status like I really know who those people are. They know who I am, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where it's kind of like instead of feeling good about himself or themselves, they're worried about fame, money, power, so that other people look at them like they're something big or something more important because they know these people. And I think a lot of times it's just circumstances, where you live, where you grew up, or maybe it's just the prestige about where you grew up or where you've been. Doesn't necessarily mean you gotta know them. It's just maybe I grew up in that area, so I know these people. Kind of like having a shiny object, you know. It's it's like, hey, I know that person. They're famous. I know them. I know who they are. I'm very familiar with them. Or I grew up down the block from them. Or I grew up. He was my neighbor. They might not even have talked. Or might have just been hired by. Doesn't really know each other, but for whatever reason, certain people feel like they get some status. You know what I mean? And if they're successful, that means they have to be successful. They have to be like that. You know what I mean? And to me, it's kind of like hiding your weakness. Maybe hiding the fact that you have low self-esteem. Maybe you feel like you ain't good enough. I don't know. I don't know why people bragging about other people's accomplishments or other people's status as their own. And I notice a lot of people, some people just be like collecting friendships and people's status is like friendships, like trophies, as if they're like, wow, you know what? Yeah, I grew up in this area, or I have family in this area, or just because I have family in the area, that must mean I got something special about me. I'm a VIP. I'm that guy. You know what I mean? Or I grew up around these people, or I've been around these people. It's I have to be good. I have to be special. You can't just be around these people. You can't just happen to live around these people. I've always felt that it's good to be confident on your own. You don't need to address who you know, where you've been, or what you've done in order to feel important about yourself. People should feel important about themselves. I stand on my own accomplishment. I stand on the fact that I graduated high school. I didn't graduate high school, but I did my GED. I feel accomplished because I went to East LA College and I graduated with dual majors. That I was ELAC and I got a dean's list. That I have a beautiful son and a beautiful daughter. They have a marriage that have lasted for 38 years. Those are things that I feel accomplished about. It doesn't matter where I grew up, who my homeboy was, where I did my time, what prison I did my time. To me, all that doesn't matter, and it's not an accomplishment to me. To me, it's easy to get into, let's say, Pelican Bay. If I wanted to go to Pelican Bay, it was easy to get to the shoe. No problem. You can get to the shoe, no issues. You can actually talk your way into the shoe. I've seen people do it. Um, there's no issue in getting to the shoe or who you did your time with. It's the fact that everybody's supposed to stand on their own 2 feet in life, in and out of the can, in and out of jail. You're supposed to stand on your own 2 feet. And like I said, it doesn't matter what somebody else does. It doesn't matter how crazy they are or what status they hold. It shouldn't be a reflection of who you are. And I see that on YouTube a lot. And I see people suck it up or they're like, hey, well, they must be this way because they were in the shoe too, or they were in the hole, or they grew up on the same block as these guys, and they grew up in the same neighborhood, or their family members are from this city, and all that shouldn't matter. It should really matter the person who you are. That's who you're supposed to be. Show your own accomplishments, and if that's what you need to do. If you need to show accomplishments or brag about how much money you have or what cars you have or what you have in life, in my eyes, it's pretty sad. You know what I mean? That you got to look for, look to be acknowledged that way. It's just something I'd seen recently, and I thought about it, and I was thinking, like, damn, it's pretty sad that these individuals conduct themselves that way and feel that they have to be somebody different than who they really are. Because if somebody doesn't like you for you, then they ain't worth impressing. At least in my eyes, you know what I mean? This is something I want to share with you guys. Have a blessed one, man. Bye bye.